This is for all the people who have recently returned to Minecraft and have absolutely no clue what's going on. I'm going to attempt to keep the video length pretty short by keeping only the main changes, but it's not going to be easy. We better get going then. Starting in 1.8, in case you missed that update from 2014, which by the way was already 6 years ago, the Bountiful update. Endermites, Elder Guardians, Guardians, Rabbits, Ocean Monuments, Armor Stands, Banners, Granite, Andesite, Diorite, which can all be polished, Red Sandstone, and all of its stair/slab variants, new wood types for doors, fence, and gates, sea lanterns, wet sponge, slime blocks. Oh, did I mention slime blocks? Yes, slime blocks. Coarse dirt, barrier blocks, which are used in map creation, iron doors, banners, mutton, a new type of potion of leaping, one new enchantment, which was Depth Strider, gives the ability to swim much quicker underwater. Spectator mode was added. A new skin model was added named Alex, who is a skinnier version of the Steve skin, which you can apply to any skin and give your character a slimmer look. Craftable mossy stone and bricks, as well as crafted bricks. Enchanting now requires lapis to enchant anything, but also only requires 3 levels once you hit level 30 instead of consuming all 30 levels. Also, a few commands and game rules were added, but I'm not going to go over those in this video specifically, but you can find them on the wiki if you're really curious. I won't be including any commands in any of the updates, as well as any of the NBT tags or anything like that. The main thing added in the 1.8 update was the ocean monuments, which include Elder Guardians, Prismarine, and all that type of stuff that you can find very rarely underwater. It's basically like a new boss added to the game inside oceans. Pretty cool. Moving on to 1.9, not many people favored this update. In fact, most people hated it, and they are thinking about doing a redesign currently for this update that happened in 2016. Combat update included a new combat system that involved timing attacks rather than spam clicking as fast as possible. A method of restarting the Ender Dragon boss fight was implemented, as well as the End Islands, which is where you find this new elytra, which enable players to fly with fireworks. Shulkers and city structures provide shulker mobs, which drop shulker shells, purpur, and end rods. The offhand slot was added for dual wielding. For example, you can hold a sword and your food, or a pickaxe and some torches, as well as a shield in your offhand. Tipped arrows and spectral arrows were added. You can now add potion effects to your arrows. Lingering potions were added. Skeleton traps were added, which are a rare occurring event during thunderstorms, where 4 skeletons will spawn riding skeleton horses that you can actually tame. The rarity of the trap is directly affected by the difficulty of your world. Igloos were added in cold biomes. This didn't really have much other than aesthetic, I guess. 13 new blocks were added: the grass path, frosted ice, 2 new types of command block, chorus flower and chorus plant, and gateway blocks, end rods, end stone bricks, a purpur block, purpur pillars, slabs, and stairs. Beetroot was a new type of crop added, which doesn't really do a whole lot, but can produce red dye. You can also eat it, but let's be honest, nobody eats it. Craftable end crystals, which is how you start a fight with the Ender Dragon after defeating it. Dragon's Breath, luck potions, and chorus fruit, which are grown in the outer End Islands after you defeat the End Dragon. 2 new enchantments were added, including the most important one added to the game in my opinion, Mending, which can repair a player's armor and tools with XP drops, as well as Frostwalker, which creates an ice path that you can walk on over water when applied to boots. They removed enchanted golden apples in this update. Everyone knows they are OP, although you can still find them very rarely in dungeons. The next update is the Frostburn update 1.10, which happened in 2016. Auto jumping option was added. Fossils, which are underground bone-like structures that are rarely found in deserts and swamp-like biomes. 5 new blocks were added, including Structure Void, which is a map-making block, magma block, netherwort block, red nether brick, and bone blocks. Polar bears, strays, which are variants of skeletons, and husks, which are also a variant of zombies. They were added, but those don't do much. This update didn't exactly do a whole lot. Not really sure why they didn't add more on that one. Moving on, we have 1.11, the Exploration Update, also released later in 2016. This update added woodland mansions, which are structures found only in Dark Forest and Dark Forest Hill biomes. They are one of the only places where illagers spawn naturally, the others being patrols, raids, and pillager outposts, or where a totem of undying can be obtained from evokers who drop them. These mansions are pretty tough to infiltrate, so I would recommend getting some gear before taking them on. The mobs inside are all new mobs that are extremely tough and deal high amounts of damage. 4 new mobs were added, including Vindicators, Evokers, Vexes, and Llamas. No, the Llamas aren't the highly dangerous mobs found inside the Woodland Mansions. 2 new villager types were added. The Nitwit is a villager who is literally everyone's worst enemy. He sits around doing nothing all day long. And the other type of villager added was the Cartographer, who trades map-related stuff. New cursed enchantments were added, including Curse of Binding and Curse of Vanishing. Binding makes it so that you cannot take a armor piece off after wearing it until you die. Don't worry, you can't get either of those enchantments through the enchantment table. They can only be found on gear already. Vanishing is an enchant that makes gear disappear once you die. Be careful with that one though. If you find something you like, you probably won't be keeping it forever. The Redstone Observer was added. This block is insanely good for all redstone contraptions. It checks for any block updates and outputs a redstone signal when it detects one, making all kinds of new things possible, and Mumbo Jumbo actually says that this is the best block in Minecraft. So if you're curious about it, I would really recommend going to watch some videos on it and see what people have made with it. Shulker's Shells were added, Totem of Undying, and 2 Explorer maps were also added. Totem of Undying protects you from death, but you have to be holding it in either your offhand or your main hand for it to be active. Shulker's Shells are used to create chest-like storage called Shulker boxes that hold their inventory when broken. This is really useful because you can fill your ender chest with them and hold up to 729 stacks of items, or 46,656 items in total. Madness. The next update is 1.12. We're almost there, guys. Stay with me. The World of Color update happened in 2017. This update added concrete and concrete powder and all its variations. Glazed terracotta, dyeable beds, different colors of parrots, and that's really mostly it. Lots of new color variations for lots of different blocks. .13 was the aquatic update, which happened in 2017. This update added everything related to coral reefs, and quite honestly, there's so much to go over that I can't list everything specifically, but I will give it my best shot. 10 types of coral block, 5 types of corals, 5 different types of coral fans, 5 types of dead coral fans. In order for coral fans to stay alive, they must be placed in water. If placed outside of water, they transform into their respective dead coral fan after a few seconds. All of these blocks are obtained only by using Silk Touch on it. Kelp block, seagrass, sea pickles, turtles, turtle eggs, blue ice, which is more slippery than regular ice, allowing you to travel much faster. Conduits were added. A conduit is a beacon-like block that provides a conduit power, which stops the breath meter from decreasing, gives underwater night vision, and increases underwater mining speed. Conduit power also damages any hostile mobs, like drowned and guardians, within a range of 8 blocks of the conduit. To activate, a conduit needs to be in the center of a 3x3x3 volume of water, source blocks, flowing water, or waterlogged blocks, which itself must be enclosed within an activation frame. The frame is built out of blocks in 3 5x5 open squares centered on the conduit, 1 around each axis. Only prismarine, dark prismarine, prismarine bricks, and sea lantern blocks in the frame contribute to activation. A minimum of 16 blocks are required and produce an effective range of 32 blocks. Prismarine type slabs, including double slabs, stairs, and walls, cannot be used to activate the conduit. The conduit, as you can tell, is a very intricate block, and I would recommend searching up how to properly use them if you're interested in underwater activities. Wood was now added. Wait, this was already in the game? Not quite. You craft wood by putting 4 logs in a crafting table. It's like a log, but all sides of the log are bark. Stripped logs, obtained by right-clicking with an axe. Bubble columns created by magma blocks or soul sand and water, which are extremely fun sources for elevators. Magma block columns pull entities down in soul Sand columns push entities up. Prismarine stairs and slabs. Trident was added, a new weapon in the game that you throw at your foes, obtained by killing a drowned, which is an underwater mob. Note that the drowned you kill must be equipped with the trident for one to drop. You can also melee with the trident. It doesn't do as much damage, but it's still effective. Scute was added, which is obtained when baby turtles grow up, which takes painfully forever. Turtle shell was added, which is a helmet adding 2 armor points, and also is used to brew a new potion, the Potion of Turtle Master, giving you 20 seconds of slowness 4 and resistance 3. This might be good for fighting bosses or something. I don't know. I've never used it, but it's there. Phantom Membrane, obtained by killing phantoms. A new mob that only appears when you don't sleep for 3 consecutive days. Phantom Membrane repairs elytra if you don't have mending. It also brews potions of slow falling. I like to use potions of slow falling for fighting the end dragon personally. That way you don't fall off, into the void. Heart of the Sea and Nautilus shells were added, both used in crafting a conduit. Heart of the Sea is only found in buried treasure, which you need to find a sunken ship to find a buried treasure map in order to locate. Nautilus shells are found very rarely from drown kills or fishing. You can now put fish inside buckets to transport them wherever you want. Dolphins were added. They increase your swim speed by seriously a lot. I love dolphins. They're literally so amazing. Don't kill them. That's mean. Tons of new fish variants were added, new biomes were added, warm, lukewarm, and cold variants of ocean and deep ocean biomes, as well as deep frozen ocean biome. They also added data pack capability, which is kind of like mods, but not really. It still uses vanilla Minecraft mechanics. Ocean ravines are also a thing. This was by far the best update since sliced bread. This new update literally gave the oceans so much more meaning, and now we actually have a reason to go out and explore oceans. One point 14 was the Village and Pillage update released in 2019. Campfires, bamboo, scaffolding, new flowers, wither roses, barrels, bells, blast furnace, smokers, cartography tables, composters, fletching tables, smithing tables, stone cutters, grindstone, lantern, lectern, loom, crossbow, white dye, blue dye, brown dye, black dye, instead of using bone meal, lapis, cocoa beans, ink sacs. Those dyes were added so that now you can actually turn lapis, cocoa beans, and ink sacs and bone meal into their respective dyes instead of using those 4 random items as dye. Suspicious stew, it's stew that gives a potion effect based on the flour you crafted with. Can also be found, but be careful if your friends share this meal with you. Sweet berries, cat variations were added, only spawning in villages, and black cats can be found in witch huts. Tamed cats sleep or sit on the owner if they go to sleep in a bed. Had to include that. Adorable. Pillagers, ravagers, pandas, foxes, wandering traders, trader llamas. Time to go over what these things do. Campfires can cook food and emit smoke particles, great for chimneys. Scaffolding is crafted from bamboo and string and allows you to climb easily, and they break instantly in one hit. Definitely worth crafting. Barrels are like chests, but they're barrels. Wither roses do damage to an entity standing on top of it by giving it the wither effect. They are only obtained when a wither boss kills a mob. Useful in mob farms. Bells are decoration blocks, but they also have some functionality in that they can be dinged and send all villagers into their respective houses. Blast furnace smelts down ores at a faster rate. Smoker cooks food at a faster rate. The cartography table does map stuff. Composter can be used to put greenery into, such as saplings, apples, and you get bone meal out of it. Also, important side note, all of the new workstations added gives them a different set of trades, including the farmer, cartographer, librarian, etc. There's a lot of different villager types now. The smithing table doesn't have a use up until 1.16, where now you can upgrade your diamond gear into netherite gear. More on that later. Stonecutter is how you craft all the different variants of all types of stone blocks, from stone blocks to mossy cobblestone and beyond, stair slabs, walls, etc. Grindstone is how you remove enchantments from your gear and you will get a very small amount of XP back. This also works with enchanted books. The lantern is decorative and behaves like a torch, very beautiful block. Lectern is a block that you can put a written book on. This also gives the villagers a librarian trait, which is very important. Loom is used to apply patterns to banners and also gives a villager the shepherd trait. Crossbow is like a bow, but it's different. Wandering traders are villagers that will randomly appear in your world next to you with 2 trader llamas next to them. Wandering traders have a variety of trades that normal villagers can't have. The llamas have special coats that can be changed in color if you steal them from him and then tame them and put a dyed carpet into their inventory. If I didn't mention everything, it's because it doesn't have a specific use or drop. 1.15 is where we are currently at the time of this video, but 1.16 will be out fairly soon. 1.15, the Buzzy Bees update. Bee nests were added, which house bees and are filled with honey. Beehives, which can be crafted and can house bees, also fills up with honey. Honey blocks, sort of like slime blocks, but they're different. You can slide down the side of honey very slowly, and they also take away some fall damage when you land on them. Honeycomb blocks are decorative and crafted from honeycomb. When a bee nest or beehive at honey level 5 is sheared, it drops 3 honeycombs. Unless there is a lit campfire underneath, the bees attack the player, giving a poison effect. The bee that stung the player will fly around for a few seconds, then die. Honeycombs can be used to craft beehives and honeycomb blocks. Honey bottles, which removes a poison effect collected by using a bottle on a beehive or nest. The new mob added was, drumroll please, bees. It's the bee's knees. They're neutral mobs that only attack if you attack them. They can poison you, so be nice to them. They attack in swarms, by the way. They can be friendly, though, don't get me wrong, okay? These aren't evil creatures. They pollinate crops to make them grow faster. If there are enough flowers around, of course. They avoid water, and they can be bred with flowers. Bees are extremely cool little guys, and I definitely recommend doing your own research on how a bee farm works if you want to produce honey or grow crops quicker. 1.15.3, the Infinity Snapshot. No, just kidding. This was an April Fool's joke that Mojang played on everyone. They added infinite dimensions and it was pretty cool. There's a video on my channel about it. I will link it at the end or I will link it in the description, so check that out if you're interested in what that was. If you have enjoyed up to this point, please hit that like button, and this video took forever to make, and if it helped you in any way, shape, or form, hit that subscribe button for more content like this, and don't be afraid to share it with any of your friends if they are behind or need a catch up as well. 1.16 is the Nether update. It is set to release sometime in the summer of 2020. They are revamping the entire Nether dimension, giving it 4 new biomes: Soul Sand Valley, Crimson Forest, Warped Forest, and Basalt Deltas. A lot of the blocks I'm going to mention are inside these biomes, and not all of them have specific uses. A lot of them are decoration blocks, but they do look very, very cool. Don't get me wrong. This whole 1.16 update is really, truly amazing. They're adding Soul Fire, which is blue fire and deals higher damage than normal fire. It can only be found or ignited on soul soil found in Soul Sand Valleys. Soul Torches, a blue torch. Soul Lanterns, a blue lantern, obviously. Soul Campfires, Crimson, Warped Fungi, Crimson and Warped Stems. Soul Soil, Basalt, Warped Word Blocks, Shroom Lights, Weeping Vines, Crimson and Warped Nylium, Crying Obsidian, Ancient Debris, which is extremely rare and used to craft netherite ingots, which make netherite gear, and now that's sort of the best gear in the game. Block of netherite, crimson, and warped planks. Planks that don't burn, essentially. Nether sprouts, the target block, which is a new block that gives off a redstone signal when hit with a projectile. The respawn anchor, a block that can be used to respawn in the nether, crafted by gathering crying obsidian, a new block that is currently only obtainable by trading with a new mob, the piglins. More on piglins in a second. Nether gold ore was added, twisting vines, lodestone, a block that helps point you in the direction of that current lodestone with a compass once right-click. Blackstone in all its variants, netherite scrap, which is obtained by finding that rare ancient debris and used to craft the netherite ingot. You need 4 netherite scrap and 1 piece of gold to craft a netherite ingot. New mobs include piglins, striders, zoglins, and hoglins. Piglins will get aggressive if you steal their loots, attack them, or if you aren't wearing any gold. The Strider allows you to ride across lava if you have a saddle. Zoglins are hoglins that are brought into the overworld. New generated structures include bastion remnants, basalt pillars, huge fungus, and ruined portals. A new enchantment was added, which is soul speed. When added to boots, it allows you to walk faster on soul sand. Bastion remnants are basically the ruins or base for the piglins. You can find some seriously amazing loot in there. And the best part of this whole update, hoes can now be enchanted and actually have a use for breaking specific blocks more quickly, such as hay and other things in the nether. That's it for now, folks. Can you believe it? I cannot believe it myself. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe if you enjoyed. And also comment down below. I love reading your guys' comments. I'd also like to let you guys know that I stream on Twitch all the time. I stream Valorant and I stream Minecraft most of the time. So if you'd like to hang out with me there, I'm usually streaming a few times a week right now. But that's all for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video helped you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!